annual flu shot is the best way to help keep the flu away. Visit the National Council on Aging at ncoa.org/flu to learn more and talk to your doctor or pharmacist about vaccine options for people 65 and older. Again, that's ncoa.org/flu.
Talk 1470 is WWNN Pompano Beach and 95.3 FM W237BD Boca Raton, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. Talk 1470 and 95.3 FM, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. Pull up a chair at the Brooklyn Cafe with Dawn and Freddie S. Weekdays at 1 p.m. WNN.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP2.TV.
Talk here. Talk there. Talk 1470 AM and 95.3 FM, the Health and Wealth Radio Network. WNN.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Do you ever have questions of things going bump in the night? Keys disappearing when they are right in front of you? Welcome to the Paranormal Talk Show, where we attempt to answer all the questions you wanted to know, but were afraid to ask. Visit our website at KeyWestParanormalSociety.com and tell us your story. Call in to Parashare Live, 888-565-1470.
All right, thank you for joining us tonight for our very first Paranormal Talk show. We'd like to welcome you all, and please, anyone who wants to call in, go ahead and call in, and we're ready to take any questions you may have, because we are excited to get started on this paranormal journey.
Absolutely.
So, I hope everyone is taking a moment to step away from this crazy hurricane coverage and listen to us.
Exactly.
Yes, listen to us.
Yeah,
Get out of the
Take
craziness. Absolutely. Heck, I'm ready to.
Have you ever wondered what goes bump in the night?
I have.
My name is Tim, and this is Amber.
Thank you for joining us.
For call-ins, it's 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. So if you have any questions, just call in and ask away.
Yeah, until then, until anyone calls in, we're going to kind of just give you a rundown on ourselves and what we've done and how we got started in the paranormal. I got interested at a very young age. I know I used to pack my bags and go out to the backyard and wait for the aliens to take me back home on the mothership, but it never happened, so bummer.
Now, how do you know?
Well, maybe they did. I don't know.
You never know. You never know.
You never know. But I know I dabbled in going into haunted houses, living in northern Michigan, and getting in trouble a few times for some trespassing, but never went to jail. Never went to jail.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. And then the show started appearing, I would say, in the late 2000s. And I started getting interested in watching the shows, and I'm like, wow, this is really cool. People are going out and doing this. And then one day my sister called me, and she's like, you know what? I joined a group. I'm like, they really do that? She's like, you need to find a group. So
find a group.
Find a group. So I called, and here I am. And about 4 years later, I've been with Key West Paranormal, and I've learned a lot from all of our amazing people we have on our team. We have an amazing group of people.
Extremely talented.
Absolutely.
Extremely.
So many hats are worn by so many different people, and all the way spanning from New York, Ohio, whatever part of Florida you're in, from the Keys to the West Coast to northern Florida, Georgia. You have a problem or an issue, we can cover it.
New York, Ohio, it doesn't matter. Anywhere you are, if you want to call in, absolutely feel free to call in.
Yes, and we do have a number for our, let me just find that quickly. Sorry about that.
While you're looking for the number, I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about myself. Actually, I started in the paranormal at a very young age, very young. I was around 10 years old when I started. And I worked my way up into an investigation from a couple of my friends that wanted to go to a cemetery one night. But I kind of found it, intriguing.
Oh, we have a phone call.
We have a call.
All right, so how do I do this?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, hello.
Paul.
Go ahead and talk to us, please. What's your name?
Jessica?
Hi, Jessica.
Hi,
How are
Jessica.
you?
I'm doing very good. I wanted to call in. I have questions about exactly what is it that you guys do?
Okay, well, what we do actually is we are a team of paranormal investigators. And when people have some issues going on in their home, they don't know who to reach out to. So the first thing they do is they reach out on the internet. And if they're in South Florida or in Florida, ours is the first thing that comes up when they investigate South Florida, paranormal. So then they can contact us through Key West Paranormal, or they can call our phone number at 305-407-5723, leave a message, and one of our directors or client care specialists get back with them. And then we set up for a preliminary investigation where we go in and kind of see and assess the situation, see what's going on. And then from there, we'll set up an investigation with our equipment, a group of individuals. We have so many different people. Depending on what's going on, we bring in different people for different investigations or different types of hauntings,
Right.
I should say.
Absolutely. And everything is discreet. Everything is client confidential. So we don't broadcast who we're investigating or anything like that. It's all kind of hush-hush. Nothing is out of the ordinary. Nothing is kept secret between the clients and ourselves. So if you have such a haunting or have a disturbance that you're not sure of, you can definitely reach out and give us a call, or either go on our website and fill out the request form, and we'd be happy to respond to you in any way. So, is there something going on with you, Jessica?
Actually, yes. I just purchased a home, and I'm unsure about who lived there before. It was foreclosed and vacant for a long time, and I just want really positive energy in the home now that I've about to move in. The closing has already occurred. Is there any advice that you could give for me as preparation for moving into a new home?
Well, definitely depending on your faith, because that's a big thing too, because for the different faiths, there's different things that you can do for a house blessing, house cleansing, because that's your home. And if it's brand new, you want to go in, you want to clear out all that negative, or just, I wouldn't even say negative energy, just past energy that's there, and get it moving out so that you can bring your joy and your dreams and your energy into the house. And we do have some people that actually are specialists in that on our team that go in and could help you do something like that. So it just depends on your faith and where you want to go with that, because, that's important to people too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's your home, Jessica, and you want to make sure that you take possession of that home. You don't want anyone else's bad energy in there. So you definitely want to do a cleansing or a blessing.
don't advise looking to see if anything truly negative happened in the house, because necessarily you might just be bringing that thought into the house, and there might not be anything, that happened from a previous incident that happened in there. So I don't advise looking for something that you don't want to find anyway.
No, don't go advertising yourself as any spirits or anything like that in this home. You don't want to do that, because if there is something in there, you don't want that to build up and make it inhabitable, so to speak. You want to be comfortable in your home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for calling in.
Absolutely.
And get in touch with us, and we can help you out. All right. Well, that was our first caller. That
Absolutely.
was awesome. Thank you so much, Jessica.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give
us another call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we can help out anybody. I mean, I think one of the things about the paranormal is that people sometimes are scared to come forward because they think they're crazy.
Well, that's what you run into a lot, with our investigations. We find that our clients are a little bit hesitant about telling us exactly what's going on until you build up that confidence in those clients. And once you start building that up in our clients, then they start sharing their stories. And then we can take those stories and we can also
help them understand.
Absolutely, and build a case out of it. And then, when we find out what's going on, then we can deal with it. And also, it makes your world a little brighter as well.
Yeah, because sometimes when you think something is negative, it's not always negative.
No, it's not.
It's not. And that's the great thing, is helping people kind of understand what's going on in their homes. And taking control back of their homes, their situations, or whatever may be going on. Big changes. And I think one of the greatest things, too, is we've established some really great relationships with some of our clients.
Yes, we have.
And they will touch base with us even a few years just to have us come in and do a cleansing because they have a new baby coming into the house. So they'll come in and they'll call us up and they'll say, hey, can you come down or come up or come wherever they're at? And and so you get to see, and they will constantly thank you for helping them.
But you build a friendship.
Absolutely, a relationship.
And, and then once you do that, then they're part of the family. Mm-hmm. And, we want to do that. We want to make them feel close to us. And no matter what is going on, the least little thing.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that Tim and I and our team and the many people out there that are working in the paranormal is we want to open the doors to this is not weird.
No, it's not weird.
It's not weird. And trust us, we have an idea when we do go into a home whether or not it's something more than just paranormal, if there is a mental illness. And we do have people on our team who we can contact and help them get to the right people. So we don't just blame everything on the paranormal either. We make sure that we have things in place.
Well, we do a lot of investigations. We also do a lot of research on the areas that we're going into. Now, a lot of times, the home could make a big difference, whether it's built, so many years back or whatever. It could be faulty wiring, could be, a lot of overloads on your breakers. Anything like that can cause an energy field. Outside your home, a lot of electrical wires, a lot of wires that are
EMFs. EMFs are a big thing. They can make you feel like somebody's watching you,
and they will make you sick. Once you get that energy into you, it can make you sick. Because you're getting too much of it. Substations is another thing. You don't want to live next to a substation. No. It's not a good thing. Not a good thing.
And that does provide a doorway for things to come through and for activity to get a little spiked when you're living in those conditions.
What are they looking for? They're looking for energy.
And definitely when you can walk into a house and you can hear it humming, you know that energy is flowing and there's something that could possibly be going on. And once you kind of cut off all that stuff and you help the client figure out that, this and this needs to be done, and they take your advice, everything goes smoothly.
Absolutely.
But 6 months later and they've never taken your advice, well, same stuff is happening, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, unless you listen to what we're saying to you, you're not going to fix the situation.
Absolutely not. And we thank you for calling in, Jessica. So if anyone else is out there that wants to call in, it's 888-565-1470.
Again, 1-888-565-1470.
And give us a call.
Give us a call.
Times are tough, and right now those in the commercial world know that being heard via advertisements is the name of the game. AmpSquare.tv understands how important advertisement is and is proud to express that it's truly the only plugged-in internet television production company on the market. Amp2.tv live streams all their shows across all the major selling markets in the U.S. and abroad. Call them at 866-224-5422. The AmpSquare.tv library allows productions to be seen over and over again, making commercial platforms more usable. Call 866-224-5422. Toll free 866-224-5422. Amp2.tv, the first and only internet television network that's truly plugged in. 866-224-5422. That's AMP, the number 2.tv. You have been listening and watching the Paranormal Talk Show. Contact us at KeyWestParanormalSociety.com. 305-407-5723 to schedule a full investigation or share a story. Give us a call to Live Parashare 888-565-1470.
And we're back.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome back.
You know, we kind of left off on the energy thing. You know, and sometimes when you have a haunting, a lot of times it's not a haunting that's directly with the home. It could be something that someone is trying to put out there to you. It could be those little bumps that you hear in the night, the little handprints that you see.
We had a pretty amazing case a few years back of a couple that were in a house up in Lake Worth.
Oh, I remember that case.
Yes. And when we went in, immediately upon walking in, you could smell. And they were renting. They had been renting for about 2 weeks in this home.
Yeah, very bad, very bad.
And you could smell the mold when you walked in. And then as you started to look around, you could see that the place was a tinderbox.
Absolutely.
And the woman was complaining of being pushed and being shoved. And after a few, I'd say a good hour of investigating, kind of figuring out, talking about what was going on, seeing it had a funhouse kind of effect too, because the house was a little
lopsided.
It was a little, yeah.
That's
so you can kind
talk.
of that. So it gives you that. It gives you that feeling, kind of like you're like, whoa, what's going on in here? And so we did a session with the flashlights to ask a question because she was getting shoved, and we were concerned that maybe something was there. And it was like, I remember getting on the floor to listen because I could hear the humming of the electricity. And all of a sudden, something came to me, and I got up and I asked the flashlights, "Are you her father?"
Right.
And immediately the light flashed.
Response.
It responded to us. I'm like, okay, do you want her to leave? And it responded, yes. And at that moment, she was so relieved. I said, you don't have anything negative going on here. It's your father, because she was very close to her father.
Right.
And he had served in the military. And I think the only way of getting to her was by, he was probably trying to talk to her, but she wasn't listening.
Right.
And so she started shoving her. Well, if you're not going to listen to me, you got to get out. You got to get out.
I'm going to get your attention one way or the other. So I'm going to smack you when you're on your computer. He was doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Yeah. And they did move out. Yes, they did.
And they never had another issue again.
Absolutely not.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that house was in flames.
I wouldn't. I would not be surprised either.
I would not. It was, wow.
Well, the thing about it is her father was a protector.
Absolutely.
He served our country. and he was a father. So fathers are very protective of their children, as we are. It was a case that was very unique. It's very unique. We don't run into a lot of cases that are like that.
That was easy.
Sometimes that does occur. You find that in some of these hauntings is someone from your past that lived in the physical form has no longer in the physical form is trying to tell you, hey.
And I think too many times people think that this person is going to show up in a 3D form in front of them, and I don't think that's how they appear.
Things materialize, but not like that.
It's kind of like almost like a movie projection.
Right.
If you talk to anybody who sees, and not everyone can see, they can smell, they can
sense,
hear, they can
smell.
sense.
Exactly.
So, he could have very well been communicating in the one way that he knew how, but she wasn't hearing him in that way. So he was using all his energy to manifest to harm her so she would get scared and leave.
Right.
And that's exactly what was going on. And it was like, as soon as we figured it out,
you can feel the
energy, even with everything that was going on, you felt all of a sudden it just felt clear, calm. You could breathe. And I'm like, you got the message.
Exactly.
That's your message. Took us to come in here, give you and help you figure that message out. So, it was that.
And that was a good thing. That makes you feel really, really good.
Yeah.
It really makes you, feel like that you accomplished something, and you not only help the one in the spirit world, but you also help the one in the physical world as well.
Absolutely. Understanding that sometimes some of these things that happen to you that are always negative, that, the other side has a way of communicating that's not the same anymore, and they have to figure out a way to get into contact with you, and sometimes it's not conventional.
No, it's
not conventional at all. So you have to sometimes stop and listen to the signs around you. I think we all have to do that sometimes, and hear what's going on around you and figure out, where am I supposed to be going? What am I supposed to be doing? And I think that young woman knew she shouldn't have been living there.
I think so too.
And because she even said, I'm like, as soon as I saw that mold and you could smell, and then the way they had that old house wired, I'm like, this place is going to catch on fire.
Yeah.
Let's do this quick and get out.
Right.
So, but yeah, she immediately contacted the landlord, and she got out of there, and her story ended well. And I'm pretty sure that had she had stayed there any longer with all that, we have all this technology now, and some of these old houses just aren't wired for that stuff. You're sitting there one day and it just goes up, and that's a shame.
Our equipment tells the story.
Yeah.
Our equipment tells the story. The equipment that we use will get those EMF readings, and, and sometimes they peg way off the scale.
Yeah. And that's why we use those.
That's exactly right. It's not to actually find a spirit. It's actually to find something that might be occurring in your home that's not healthy, so to speak. But we do use it. We do use that equipment to locate spirits, because they come in at a little different, reading than what your wires would be, faulty wiring.
I think eventually, down the road, one of our shows, I think we should bring in some of our equipment and show people exactly how it works, what it's about.
Yeah. Let's do that.
But I do caution people, we show you these things, it's never wise to use or do an investigation where you live.
Don't.
Bring someone else in to do it, figure it out, get it cleaned out, but it's like playing the Ouija board in your house.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Don't play with the Ouija boards.
All you're doing is open up portals and things that you might not understand.
And guess what?
And you have some mischievous little spirit run around your house, and not necessarily demonic, but definitely something that might just cause a little chaos. So you never want to do that. I don't investigate my own home.
No,
I would have somebody else come in and do it, and then do a blessing or whatnot if I had some stuff. Because one of the things I am very cautioned about by my husband, do not bring anything home. So You know?
My wife tells me the same thing. Please don't bring anything home. That's why we take precautions.
Yeah.
You know, we're trained in this, to do this.
So 3 o'clock in the morning, if you ever are out in your condo and you see somebody smoking themselves with some sage and doing some prayers, don't worry, they're not doing anything crazy. They're just making sure that they're leaving the spirits outside when they go into their home.
Yeah, exactly.
I've met a few neighbors at 3 o'clock in the morning doing that, wearing all black with my big old suitcase full of equipment, and I'm like burning sage, and it's my neighbor, and it's like, what are you doing at 3 o'clock in the morning? Shouldn't I be out here by myself? I'm like, hi. He's just like, hi. Like, okay.
But usually that's the time that we come in, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
6 o'clock
And,
sometimes as the sun's coming up.
We spend a lot of time with our clients. Spend a lot of time with our clients. And we want that to be something that they can be secure in. You know, we just don't want to go in and do a 30-minute investigation. Oh, well, you know, your home is clean. Everything is fine. You know, we had no readings, and out the door we go.
It might actually take a couple investigations.
Absolutely.
To kind of figure out some
lay
stuff.
dormant.
Yeah, and sometimes when you go in and you're like, oh, there isn't anything going on in there. But then you sit down and you start listening to, and you're like, whoa. All right, let's call them back, see if we can't do another investigation, because we're getting some EVPs that shouldn't be there, you know, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's when, you know, when you start doing that, dabbling with the dark side and stuff, I get those phone calls in the wee hour of the night, because that's what I do. I'm a demonologist. So when you conjure that stuff up, it's very hard to get rid of. Don't dabble in this. Call us. We'll come in and investigate it. And, you know, if we find something, you're gonna know it. You're gonna know it. So it's not a secret to us. We share it with you. Everything that we do, we share with you, step by step, no matter what.
we're very open.
Absolutely.
We're going to tell you if you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, and the things that you should be doing right.
Right.
And because it's all about being healthy mind, body, and soul.
That's it.
And it's about getting everything together.
Right.
And so, you know, it's a process. And as soon as you start to realize that, you know, you're doing things and maybe you're not that crazy, but something's going on, please give us a call. Visit us at KeyWestParanormalSociety.com. Let me find that number again. And it's 305. I'm going to have it memorized eventually. Eventually, I'll have that number memorized. I've never had to have it memorized. But
listen, if you're having something going on with you, your home, your property, it doesn't matter. It can be a business. It can be anywhere. Just give us a call, and we'll definitely come out and investigate it.
305-407-5723. And please, this show is about our listeners. It's about us. We want to help you. It's going to work if you give us a call. And don't be scared.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
you don't have
not.
to give your name or where you're at.
And
but I want to hear your stories.
Right.
I want to hear people's stories, because I think that getting them out and talking about them and making sense of what happened to you, so that you don't think that you're crazy or you're the only one, because I have plenty of stories.
Absolutely.
So 1-888-565-1470. Call us. Our next show is going to be next week at 7:30. So we're coming to you a little bit early, and I'd like to hear some feedback.
It around a little bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, we're going to surprise you from time to time.
We're going to grow the show. It's going to get huge. It's going to be big. I know it is.
Yes.
I know it is. I know, because there's a lot of people. As soon as I say a minute.
All right.
Thank you.
It's that time. So
it's that time.
Till next week, 7:30. Remember.
Yes. Thank you for joining Tim and I on our very first Paranormal Talk.
Thank you for joining us on tonight's journey into the unknown. Remember, there are no definite answers to the paranormal. Join us next week to continue the journey. We are here to help make sense of the unknown. The opinions expressed